Pressure reveals who you are. I know that might be hard to believe, but just think about that. When you're put under pressure, it doesn't create a new character in you. It reveals the character that is already there. The pressure just reveals what's already inside of you. So if your crushing has revealed strength, that was already in you. If it's revealed courage, the courage was already there. Or if it's revealed resilience, I know that because that was my experience. That resilience was already a part of who you are. The pressure just revealed what was already there. It means that you are discovering in this process who you really are. So allow me to reintroduce you to you. False securities, the things that you thought were stable, but they proved that they were unstable. These are the things that you built your identity on, like your worth, your hope. All those things crumbled when the pressure came. True character, the character traits that emerged under the pressure that you didn't even know you had. Some of these include strength, resilience, courage, faith, discernment, boundaries, right? There's that hidden strength. This is the capacity you didn't even know you had. The ability to survive what you thought would destroy you. The ability to keep going when you thought, man, I can't do this anymore. A false security is something you trusted in that you really couldn't count on when the pressure came. Maybe you built your security on job stability. You thought maybe as long as I work hard, I'll always have a job, but then you got laid off. Maybe you had a false security in relationship, or maybe you had a false security in family loyalty, thinking my family will always be there, but then they mistreated you or they turned their back on you over something really small or something trivial. Or maybe you had a false security in your financial savings. Maybe you think, I got money in the bank, so I'm good. But then medical bills started coming. The business failed. You fell into an economic crisis like we're experiencing today. And the money's not going as far as it used to. All of these became false securities when you placed your ultimate trust in them. And when the pressure came, they couldn't hold you up. That revelation is painful, but it's necessary because now you can build your life on something that won't crumble. Pressure reveals your true character that was already within you, but you didn't really recognize that it was there because it hadn't been tested. It was sort of laying dormant until the pressure awakened these traits of your true character. Maybe your crushing reveals strength you didn't know you had because you are surviving something that you thought would take you out. What about resilience? Maybe it's revealing some resilience that you didn't know you possessed. Because look at you bouncing back when other people would have quit a long time ago. Courage that you didn't even know was there. Maybe you started having hard conversations that you would have never had before, or you're making difficult decisions, or standing up for yourself like you never have before. Faith. I'm talking about faith deeper than you ever thought was possible. When everything else crumbled, you found yourself leaning on God in ways you have never had to before. Discernment. This is a big one. This is that discernment that you didn't even know you had. You can see people and you can see situations so much more clearly now than you used to before. Whereas before, you used to ignore some of the red flags, but now you catch those red flags immediately. And finally, and we talk a lot about this today, boundaries. Boundaries that you couldn't set before. You are protecting yourself in ways you never could have before because this crushing experience has taught you how valuable boundaries are. This character wasn't created by the pressure, it was revealed by the pressure because these character traits were always within you. The crushing just brought them to the surface. So here's a question for you. If you're journaling, I want you to write the answer to this question. What has crushing revealed to you about you? Think about it. As you're thinking about that question, I want you to consider these questions. What strength have you shown in this that surprised you? What courage have you displayed that you didn't even know you had? What level of resilience have you demonstrated? What wisdom have you gained? What did you learn? What boundaries have you set? Write them down because sometimes we're so focused on what we have lost in this crushing season that we don't even recognize what we've gained. We don't realize the new character traits that have been revealed within us. These traits are a part of who you really are and a part of who you are becoming. Pressure reveals hidden strength, strength you didn't even know you had, capacity that you didn't even know you possessed, and the ability to endure more than you thought was possible. Because before your crushing, if someone had told you that you were going to walk through this season, you probably would say, man, I could never survive that. That would destroy me. I'm not strong enough for that. But look at you. You surviving it. You haven't been destroyed. And you are strong enough. The strength was always there. You just didn't know it until the pressure revealed it. And you know what's amazing about this? Now you know what you can handle. Now you know what you can survive. Now you know that you're stronger than you actually thought. And knowing this changes everything. Because when you know you can survive hard things, you stop being afraid of hard things. You stop settling for less than you deserve, and you stop running from pressure. Look at you. You reveal strength you didn't even know you had. There's something else, and this is a big one. Who's really in your corner and who's not? When you're winning, everybody wants to be around you. When you're celebrating, all the people show up. But, and when you're out here doing your thing, everybody wants to claim you. But when you're being crushed, the crowd gets smaller. Some people who you thought would be there, they're not there. People who you thought you could count on, they simply could not handle your level of pain. And that hurts. That's a painful revelation. But now I'm going to be honest with you. I had many false securities in my young adult years. I believe I experienced every one of the ones I just talked about. I was walking through the world with rose-colored glasses on, thinking that I could count on everybody and everything. And that was shattered by partners who didn't support me when I needed them the most, family members who I learned I couldn't count on, coworkers who betrayed me, honestly, people who I thought would be there for me, like I was there for them. As a result, I became quite a control freak. I learned to stop asking for help in hard times because people just let me down over and over again. And I'm still working through this, I'm going to be honest. But I am so much better now than I was before. I've learned who I can count on, and most of the time, that's Jesus. And I know I can always count on me to come through for me. Some people who you didn't expect to show up, oh, they show up. People will surprise you with their loyalty during tough times. Some people will go deeper with you than you thought they could. These people will prove that their love is unconditional. Both revelations are valuable because knowing who you can count on and who you can't count on is very important. Pressure reveals who's really in your corner. Pressure also reveals the lies that you believed about yourself. Sometimes we carry these lies about ourselves for years, y'all. I wrote about these in my book, Don't Eat That Lie, because there was a time that I believed I wasn't strong enough. There was a time that I believed I couldn't survive without a man. What about you? Have you ever looked at what someone else was going through and thought to yourself, I wouldn't be able to handle that? Then the thing you thought would destroy you actually happens to you? Or the person you thought you couldn't live without leaves you? Or maybe the financial security you thought you needed disappears. You lost the job. But guess what? You didn't fall apart completely, or maybe you did momentarily, but you survived and endured and you kept going. Pressure will have you believe in the lie that you're not strong enough, but it reveals that you are actually stronger than you thought. This revelation is liberating. The freedom that you will experience knowing that you can handle whatever life throws at you. Because when you stop believing these false narratives about yourself and you stop living under limitations that aren't real, you can become unstoppable. You see your true strength and you stop settling for situations that don't honor a strong mindset. When you realize what you can survive, you stop being afraid to take risks. I learned this from the death of my mother. So you see, pressure doesn't just reveal the people around you, it also reveals what's in you. And what's in you is strong. Look at you. Remember, the pressure is revealing who you really are. Clear vision is power. Remember, we discussed you can't change what you can't see clearly. As a result, you can't move forward until you acknowledge that these thoughts were lies you believed. Before your crushing, you may have had blurred vision about your actual strength versus your perceived weakness, your relationships versus the relationships you assume you had with people. Maybe you even had false securities about things you thought you couldn't live without. However, pressure has given you a clear vision. You can see yourself more clearly now, and you can see your relationships clearly as well. You see what's really stable and what really isn't. Now, let's consider your fulcrum point. This is the place where you create massive change because now you know the truth. What has been revealed in you this season? What has this season revealed about your relationships and about the pressure you can handle? This recognition is the power. Let's use that power. You're stronger than you knew. Next week, we're going to talk about how to yield a bit without breaking and how to survive the pressure without shattering.